Good morning, Sangha. We have another really exciting day. Seems like we've had a lot of those lately. Monk ordinations, preceptorship, and now Bodhisattva. We just finished Mother's Day. This is an exciting time for the temple. If only we could all be back here in person, and so I'm rooting for that very soon. As always, if you wish to remain anonymous, you can turn your video off. You can change your name. You could be Piggly Wiggly, doesn't matter. But if you wish to remain anonymous, please do so by changing your name or just keeping your screen blank by turning your video off during this portion before we reach our mutual tea. Thank you very much. And now we will have the lighting of the incense. In 2021, we had 5 preceptors who will be taking, Bodhisattva, in the Bodhisattva class who will be taking the vows, 3 of them today, 2 in a private ceremony that will be held here at the temple at a future date. They could not be with us today. I would like to ask the 3 individuals who are taking the Bodhisattva vows to join me on the altar right now, and we will do our morning chants together. And we will start with the 3 refuges. If you have your books, you can take a look at those. It's online as well. I go for refuge to Buddha, my deeply awakened mind, the living source of understanding and compassion, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to Dharma, the path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment, the way of peace, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to the Sangha, the loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I am aware that the 3 jewels are within my heart. I vow to realize them. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to live simply and sanely, content with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worry and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly, so that understanding and compassion will flower, and I can help living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. And now on the next page, the Heart Sutra. We will recite together. The Maha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, from the deep practice of prajna paramita, perceived the emptiness of all 5 skandhas and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is emptiness, emptiness form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. They are not born nor annihilate.
They are not defiled nor immaculate. They do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on to nothing but prajna paramita. Therefore, the mind is clear of any delusive hindrance. Without hindrance, there is no fear. Away from all perverted views, one reaches final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in prajna paramita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then the prajna paramita is the great Dharani, the radiant, peerless mantra, the utmost supreme mantra, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the Prajna Paramita. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. The Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra.
It is always an honor to be selected by the Dharma Council to either present the preceptor class or the Bodhisattva class. The reason it's such an honor is that the students who come before you have so much to teach me, to teach all of us as Dharma teachers. I learn from every assignment. I learn from every Dharma talk that they turn in. I learn from their insight, from their depth. So I wanted to talk a little bit this morning about what is a bodhisattva. It's quite simple, actually. A bodhisattva is an ordinary person who takes up a course in his or her life that moves in the direction of Buddha. You and I, actually anyone who directs their attention, their life to practicing the way of the life of a Buddha is a Bodhisattva. Now, most people live by their desires or karma. That's what the expression Gosho no Bampo means. Gosho are the obstructions to practicing the way caused by our evil actions in the past. Bampo simply means ordinary human beings. That is, one who lives by karma. Our actions are dictated by our karma. We are born into this world with our desires, and many may live our lives just by reacting or responding to our desires. In contrast, a gancho, no basatu, or a bodhisattva who lives by the vows that they take, the vows that these individuals are about to take. The life that flows through each of us and through everything around us is actually all connected. We've talked about that in many, many Dharma talks. Throughout beginningless and endless time and space, all things are connected. Now, to say that, of course, means that I really cannot be separated from all the things around me. To put it another way, all sentient beings have their existence and live within my life and live within the lives of these three who are about to take these vows. So needless to say, that includes even the fate of all mankind. That too lives within me. Therefore, just how mankind might truly live out its life becomes what I aim at as my direction. This aiming or living while moving in a certain direction is what is meant by vow. In other words, it is the motivation for living that is different for a bodhisattva. Ordinary people live thinking only about their personal, narrow circumstances connected with their desires, again, being karma. In contrast to that, a bodhisattva, though undeniably still an ordinary human being like everyone else, lives by the vow. Because of that, the significance of his or her life is not the same. For us, as bodhisattvas, all aspects of life, including the fate of humanity itself, live within us. It is with this in mind that we work to discover and manifest the most vital and alive posture that we can take in living out our life in this realm. It is not enough for a bodhisattva of the Mahayana to just uphold the precepts. There are times when you have to break them too. It's just that when you do, you have to do so with the resolve of also being willing to accept whatever consequences might follow. That's what Issei, Shujo, To, Tomo, Ni means. Together with all sentient beings. Regardless of what hell might fall into, regardless of what hell one might fall into. Let me repeat that. Issei, Shujo, Tomo ni means together with all sentient beings, regardless of what hell one might fall into. It is not enough to know the definition of bodhisattva. What's much more important is to study the actions of a bodhisattva and then to behave like one yourself, to become a true adult in this world. That is really the definition of a bodhisattva. And now we will begin our Bodhisattva ceremony. You will kneel. And we say together, for all my ancient twisted karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. For all ancient twisted karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. All my ancient twisted karma, from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. Please stand. Homage to the seven Buddhas before Buddha. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to Maitreya Buddha. Homage to Manjushri Bodhisattva. Homage to Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. Homage to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Homage to the succession of ancestors. And we say together, beings are numberless. I vow to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's way is unsurpassable. I vow to realize it. Please stand. I take refuge in Buddha.
Before all being, immersing body and mind deeply in the way, awakening true mind.
I take refuge in Dharma.
Before all being, entering deeply the merciful ocean of Buddha's way.
I take refuge in Sangha.
Before all being, bringing harmony to everyone free from hindrance. I vow to refrain from all evil.
It is the abode of the law of all Buddhas. It is the source of the law of all Buddhas.
I vow to make every effort to live in enlightenment.
It is the teaching, the Anuttara Samyaksambodhi, and the path of the one who practices and that which is practiced.
I vow to live and be lived for the benefit of all beings.
It is transcending profane and holy and taking self and others across.
I vow not to kill.
By not killing life, the Buddha tree seed grows. Transmit the life of Buddha and do not kill.
I vow not to take what is not given.
The self and objects are such as they are, two, yet one. The gate of liberation stands open.
I vow not to misuse sexuality.
Let the three wheels of self, object, and action be pure. With nothing to desire, one goes along together with the Buddha.
I vow to refrain from false speech.
The Dharma wheel turns from the beginning. There is neither surplus nor lack. The sweet dew saturates all and harvests the truth.
I vow to refrain from intoxicants.
Originally pure, don't defile. This is the great awareness.
I vow not to slander.
In the Buddha Dharma, go together, appreciate together, realize together, and actualize together. Don't permit fault finding. Don't permit haphazard talk. Do not corrupt the way.
I vow not to praise self at the expense of others.
Buddhas and ancestors realized the vast sky and the great earth. When they manifest the noble body, there is neither inside nor outside in emptiness. When they manifest the Dharma body, there is not even a bit of earth on the ground.
I vow not to be greedy.
One phrase, one verse, that is the 10,000 things and 100 grasses. One Dharma, one realization, is all Buddhas and ancestors. Therefore, from the beginning, there has been no stinginess at all.
I vow not to disparage the.
So that one again.
I vow not to harbor ill will.
Not negative, not positive, neither real nor unreal. There is an ocean of illuminated clouds and an ocean of bright clouds.
I vow not to disparage the three treasures.
To expound the Dharma with this body is foremost. The virtue returns to the ocean of reality. It is unfathomable. We just accept it with respect and gratitude. Thus, on this morning, we offer the merit of the Bodhisattva way through all world systems to the unborn nature of beings. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas. Wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna Paramita. Wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna Paramita.
And now for the presentation of the certificates. You have all done extremely well throughout the Bodhisattva class. As I mentioned earlier, you have all been my teachers and have my deep respect and honor for all I've learned from you. Jingsu, on this day, this certifies your acceptance of the gifts of the Bodhisattva commitments, May 2nd, 2021, the year of the Buddha 2564. Jingsu Ryan Duffield has on this date undertaken the commitment himself of living each day of his life for the benefit of all sentient beings. Do you accept the vows that you have taken?
I do.
Jingsu? It says the same thing, so I won't repeat it. Do you accept the vows that you have taken?
I do.
Yangdo, do you accept the vows that you have taken?
I do.
And that concludes the Bodhisattva ceremony. Now we will go to our closing vows. Our closing gathas. And we say together, for all unskillful action ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thoughts, now I atone for them all. Vast is the robe of compassion, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Buddha's teachings for the benefit of all sentient beings. All beings, one body, I vow to liberate. Endless blind passions, I vow to uproot. Dharma gates without number, I vow to penetrate. The great way of Buddha, I vow to attain. We have several announcements. Our Dharma brother, Robert, sent this message earlier today. I would like to ask our Buddhist family to send out healing metta to Will, a young man injured 40 days ago in an accident. He is still recovering and fighting to get his brain and body back to what it once was. Breathe healing for Will with me today and in the future. Thank you so much, Yansho Su. And we will all do that as we continue throughout the day and in the days to come. Send out healing metta for Will. The Grand Rapids Buddhist Temple and Zen Center relies solely on the generosity of our Sangha and a few other benefactors. Everyone here, from the people who take home socks and wash them, to Dharma teachers, monks, people who contribute to the potlucks, everybody is a volunteer. There are no paid positions here. As you can imagine, this past year plus, since February 2020, we have suffered some financially. No, our doors are not going to close. But we want to encourage you to continue as you are able to donate. You can donate directly to the temple. You can donate through the website. You can donate through Amazon Smile. You can donate clothes and food items that we collect here and distribute to the various shelters locally. So please help out in any way that you can. We appreciate that, and you have the board of directors and the Dharma Council. You have our abiding love for everything that you do. Thank you.